All right, we're zooming again. I found Dorian Hale. How are you today, Dorian?
I'm doing good, Brian. How are you?
I'm all right. I, I probably the same. It's the quarantine, so not much changes. But there is some news. There's never any news during a quarantine. Your first game. That's big news. Tell people what's going on.
Yeah, so our first game came out. We were supposed to obviously go to Texas, but that didn't happen. All the Corona stuff going on. So we're playing St. John Bosco week 1, January 8th. For our first game. Super excited. We played them last year in state. So I'm just super excited to get back in, just really just play, just miss Fridays. And I'm just super excited.
When did Coach Allenbaugh tell you, and how did he tell you?
Yeah, he told us last week over Schoology. He said, on the Thursday, when it was our last practice, he said there's gonna be some big news over the weekend. He told us to check all social media sites on Schoology. We did, and it was posted, and we all contacted each other, just super stoked and just really excited.
Right? Did you have it? Did you have an inkling that this might happen, or did this surprise you?
Honestly, I feel like I knew we were gonna play a team down south. With like having to stay in California with all the stuff going on right now. I mean, there's only a couple teams to pick from, and that's Bosco, Mater Dei, or a couple more teams. But I was definitely thinking that it's most likely going to be Bosco. So he's been prepping and getting ready for them.
Right, and how it's sort of come full circle. You're going to play Bosco 2 games in a row. I mean, that's amazing to tell people about that.
I mean, that's really not likely, honestly, playing back to back. But I'm just super excited. Last year we didn't go the way we wanted to. We fought super hard as a team. Just didn't, end the way we wanted to. So it's kind of like a little redemption time, just to get ready to prep for them. We know what they're going to do. They know what we're going to do. So, it's just going to be an even game. Week 1, first game. We haven't been playing for, over a year. Almost going to be a year in January. So, it's going to be a good game.
Right. And it's also interesting how it's ratcheted up. Folsom, Aquinas, Bosco. This is like Folsom was the Northern California Championship in the first game. This is the California State Championship in the first game.
Yeah, it's exactly how it was, last year and 2 years ago. We could definitely, if there's a state title game nationally, we're definitely going to be, seeing a lot of Bosco. So I think it's going to get us ready for, when we have to go down there and play teams down there for, hopefully when we have a state game this year. And I think it's just going to get us ready to compete with them down there. And, it's going to be good. I'm excited.
Right. And I'm like the only person I would think of this. This is Bosco De La Salle 4. There's also Rocky 4. Are you familiar with Rocky 4?
Yeah, I'm familiar with it. Yeah.
But it's almost the same plot. Rocky has to go to Russia to fight Drago. You got to go to Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
De La Salle is the former champion. Rocky is the former champion. You guys might want to watch Rocky 4.
Man.
There's so many parallels. Exactly. I'm not the only person who would think of that. But another thing I'm thinking, I think there is some other news. You've been doing Zooming. Is De La Salle going back on a hybrid soon?
Yeah. So we've been doing Zoom since the start of the school year. We're hoping to go back on a hybrid, actually, not next week, but the week after.
Right.
So starting on the 26th, I'm pretty sure we're going to go back to doing hybrid, doing school 2 days a week, going there, actually being on campus, seeing the teachers in the classroom 2 days a week. So that's going to be cool. It's going to be nice. It's my senior year. Definitely didn't expect it to go like this, during school online, but I'm just kind of excited to get back and, just be on campus and hopefully start at practice, pads and stuff like that.
Right. No, but the school, I mean, to be able to be in school, you'll be one of the few people. I don't think any of your friends are in school.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, we're, De La Salle's doing a great job of staying on top of, all this stuff going on. And we're just lucky that they're able to get us back on campus.
Right. Yeah. No, that's almost as big as news as that Bosco game. And and that's the other thing. You're aware I've created a countdown clock.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so let me see here. Let me check here. It's 2 months, 24 days, 5 hours. And so, I mean, I've never been I'm pretty excited. I'm a middle-aged man. I don't play in any of the games, but
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we're both smiling about this,
Awesome.
but that's a long time. But how you got to almost use every minute. This is Bosco.
Yeah, I mean, you have to. I mean, it starts right now. I mean, it started from when we got back to practice. We know we're gonna have a big game the first game of the year. We always usually do. So we can't waste any time, especially now that we know who we're gonna play. We have film on them from last year. We played them on the last game of the season, so we have film. We can't waste any time with them. As soon as we know them, then we'll get back to the field. It's gonna be easier for us to practice and know what they're doing and stuff.
Right. And you mentioned getting back to the field. Are you in groups now? Or what's going on right now in the afternoon?
Yeah. So right now we're in groups. We're in groups of 14 now. Yeah, we're pretty much just doing the same thing. Hopefully next week is when we're supposed to be able to get back in the weight room. And so we're going to be able to go back in the weight room and increase the time we're at practice. So right now we're at practice from 3:25 to 4:45. And so hopefully next week we can get to practice at 3:25 and end at 5:25. So we'll have a full 2 hours to be on the field, do some conditioning, do some ball work, and then get in the weight room and do some of that stuff. We're all alternating through, so we're not there at the same time. So we're doing a good job with it.
Yeah, no, exactly. You gotta get ready for Bosco, but you also have to be smart about it.
Yeah.
Who's in your group?
My group right now, I have Lou, have Zeke, Bryant Meredith, Mario Storti, Xander Friedman, Zion Jergy, just a couple other guys too.
No, you got some guys to throw the ball to there.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
We've been working on it. Some days after practice, we're able to use the ball. We're running some routes, and it feels good.
And the other thing I've seen you mention, you've been unable to get in the De La Salle weight room, but you've been in Hackett's garage. Tell people about this. I mean, that looks legit.
We haven't been able to to lift and to work out, and I feel like that's for my game. The way I like to play, I feel like that's a big factor of football is, lifting weights and getting strong. And, so I just been going over his house. He's a former Spartan from last year. He graduated last year. Just helping me, stay strong and work out. I mean, his garage is insane. He has pretty much everything that you need to get ready and get big and get strong. And so, just been lifting there and, just keep getting stronger.
Does Hackett's dad ever make an appearance? I'm always impressed by the size of his arms.
Yeah, he comes. He hasn't worked out with us, but he's usually always there. It's at his house, so he's usually around.
Right. No, that's the thing. People think people look good and they look great, but they have to work at it. That's why I do Zooms. I look halfway decent, but I'm not. I'm not lifting any weights. Oh, this is. Do you know about Cobra Kai?
Yeah, I watched it.
Okay. Oh, excellent. And so, to me, other than you and me talking, Cobra Kai is like the best thing on TV right now.
Yeah, it was great. I can't wait for the next season to come out.
Right. Does Coach Edson know about Cobra Kai? I mean, that's right up his alley.
Yeah, that would be. I'll definitely ask him. Yeah, I have him this year as my teacher, so I'll ask him in class.
Yeah, tell him it came from me. And maybe you'll get some extra credit.
Yeah.
I'll
bring it up to him for sure.
What else? I mean, you're anxious to get in the weight room. You're anxious. So right now in the groups, there's no footballs. Or what do you do in a group?
So right now we're mainly just conditioning. We're on the track today. We're going to be on the track. We're going to be doing circuits, just body circuits with like bands and stuff like that. But usually on Mondays and Tuesdays, we'll do all of our conditioning. We'll do all of our circuits and stuff. And then they leave time at the end on Mondays and Tuesdays for us to use a ball. And we're literally just throwing like warm-up lines, just throwing some routes. And I mean, for my group, because I have most of the receivers in my group. So we're just, running routes and just trying to just get back into it slowly a little bit.
No. It must be the most unusual football practice in the history of football practices.
Yeah, it's weird. It definitely has never been like this all my years.
Right. And I'm trying to think for me, I go and I just look, I spend a lot of time in the DLS 151 vault and just finding things, and just looking at memories from a Friday night and maybe stuff you don't even see, because you're playing in the game. For me, I was just thinking about, all those little kids that are running around handing out water. And
Yeah.
before we never thought twice about it. You know, I'm dying of dehydration. Here's some water. You know, just
Yeah.
little. I mean, the whole world has changed, and just even other thing. And we talked about this before. We literally have not seen each other in person since March, and
Yeah.
you know, as I said, this is the greatest probably challenge in the history. I don't know in history. I mean, there's been plagues,
Yeah.
but I meant
Yeah.
we never thought that we would not be ever playing football on a Friday night. Correct?
Correct. I mean,
Right.
it's weird. And I feel like I've slowly taken a little bit, you know, Fridays for granted. Just everything, you know, be able to look in the stand and see everyone there, you know, in the student section, or just being able to go to school on a Friday, having that feeling that you have a game, you know, in a couple hours after school. Honestly, just kind of took it for granted a little bit, and you know, I hope we can come back full circle and you know, get back to, you know, kind of what we're used to. So hopefully that happens.
No, but you have a path. I mean, Salle has a way to get you guys into on school. I'm not even talking about football. You know,
Yeah.
in a classroam to see a
Yeah.
teacher. You know, to be near your fellow students. You know, to
Yeah.
walk around a campus, and then this goal of, you know, it's not only playing football but playing the best. And I don't even know what the question. Oh, here's one. So I asked you before, like the Fridays. I mean, you think about the football. Are you do what have you done on a Friday maybe that you haven't been able to do ever, because you've not ever, but I meant in the last few years?
What do you mean by that?
Well, like for example, you know, the last 3 years, or I guess for you, it's also I forget. You know, I remember you as a freshman. You were playing on Thursday afternoons, and then I met you. You always talk about whatever was it the last game or a playoff game where you're throwing a touchdown, number 90.
That was the last game of the regular season.
Right. Well, that was definitely a Friday night. And then the last 2 years have been Friday nights. So now this is the first time in the fall that you've been able to do stuff that's not football on a Friday. Have you done anything?
That's true.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe, so maybe maybe you haven't, maybe in the future, do something special on a Friday.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, it's weird. I've been able to, you know, hang out with some friends and do all that type of stuff, but it's definitely weird not playing football right now, you know, on Fridays and stuff. I kind of don't know what to do, you know, with all the time that we have still. So just honestly now I'm trying to get ready for the season, and hopefully we'll get those Fridays back.
Excellent. And I'm looking, it looks like, did you get a slight haircut?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, see, I notice these things, you know.
Yeah.
You know, do you know what the Flowbee hair cutting system is?
No.
No, you don't get one. You have to do it yourself. You'll end up looking like me. So, but it pays for itself in a couple of haircuts. But I'm trying to think what else to touch on here. Yeah, maybe, as I said, we always talk about the same things, but as I said, that group, you're excited. What are you most excited about? Obviously Bosco, but what are you most excited for about this season?
Really just to obviously get back together as a team. I mean, I miss those team dinners, you know, every Thursday night. You know, those team dinners were special. Just our chapels, you know, on Thursday or on Friday or Thursday, sorry. You know, the day before the game, our chapels with our teammates and our coaches, because it's like, it's not all about football, you know, in that situation. You know, they kind of just talk about, you know, just being a good person and all that. And I miss just being with the teammates, really. And then just being at school, you know, being able to eat the food at the school, you know, going to lunch. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
You know, that's the thing. People show up on a Friday for 2 or 3 hours and they see you. They have no idea during normal times how much time you're spending together. And it's football, but it's other things. You know, as I said, it's the chapel. It's the team dinners. It's going out to lunch. Where on Fridays would you go out to lunch before the game?
We'd always go to Kinder's.
Right, exactly. So yeah, that's what Kinder's is probably taking a hit financially. They're
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, who would you go down there with some of the linemen? They must order more than one sandwich.
Yeah, they'd get a lot, but not too much right before the game. Though.
That's true. That's a good point. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Who ordered the most?
Honestly, I feel like we'd all just kind of get the same thing, really. I mean, we would all go down there together and pretty much just get all the same thing. So I wouldn't say anyone would get anything more.
Look at that. You're a team leader. I tried to trick you up. I tried to trick you there with a tough question about sandwiches, and you just said everybody. See, that's why you're the quarterback. Yeah. I hope Coach Allenbaugh sees this, because he'll say, "Wow, Dorian can think on and off the field, and even when Marciano throws a tough question, he answers it correctly." So yeah. No, I'm trying to think. For me, that's another thing. I don't know. It really doesn't have much to do with anything, but just the relationship between me and you, and then the DLS 151. Have you thought about this? For me, it's neat because you enjoy it, but then your mom and dad enjoy it, and adults. I mean, because usually adults and kids don't like the same thing. Have you ever thought about that?
No, yeah, for sure. I always see, if I haven't seen a recent post yet, my mom will show me, did you see this? Or my dad will show me, or like my friends or anyone will show me, you see what DLS 151 posted. I'm like, oh, let me go check that out. So it's cool.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't even know how this happened, because I'm a very boring guy, and people should not be interested in what I'm doing. And even like this, I mean, we've talked like 3 or 4 times, and we enjoy it. I mean, you would not want to do this if it wasn't fun, correct?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Very cool. I'm trying to think. Maybe it's coming. Unless there's anything else, I'll ask you to wrap up. And what do I always ask? How would you like to end it? Is there anything you'd like to add?
Not really. I'm just excited for for Bosco coming up. I'm gonna be, the team's gonna be ready for that, and that's about it. And just thank you for your time. Coming out and continuing to do these Zooms. It's cool and I like it.
Very cool. Thank you, Dorian. Let me stop the Zoom here, and I'll talk to you for a split second afterwards. Let's see here.
Cool.